Frag Attack Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, baby, for another episode of Frag Tag Radio. And here with you today are your boys, Pradius
and Jay to the Ray, baby.
Back from a short 3-week hiatus. Had a lot of things going on, but we have returned. Got a nice little outline put together today. Hopefully, Joystick won't have any problems with it, but we're gonna deliver the news one way or the other. Of course, we got to get those plugs out there. Xbox News by Bright AI on the Android devices, great app. They've been there forever, doing big things, stylish looking at, fast load, and zero force closes.
Zero force close.
Just search for Xbox News on the Google Play Market. You will find it. Also, if you're on iOS, you can catch us on Stitcher Radio, which is also on Android as well. Or you can use that podcast app on the new iOS 6 that Jayray just loves so much.
Get it.
And as always, hit us up on Twitter at FragTagRadio or at our own site, fragtagradio.com. Baby, into the news. First, top of the list today is a rumor that the Kinect on the next Xbox will have natural speech detection and speech-to-text functionality. So, like if you wanted to send your buddy a message on Xbox Live, instead of trying to type it with the controller, you just say your message and then it automatically type it in.
Well, from everything I read, it seems like that they're going the Siri route. They want their inspiration for this is Siri on Apple devices, which you can just, instead of saying Xbox Bing such and such, you can say, "Hey Xbox, where can I find this?" And it will know. Or, "Hey Xbox, what time is it?"
Yeah,
it'll almost be more, I guess, human. I want to say,
which would be a good thing to have in the living room.
Heck yeah!
Especially with Internet Explorer on there now and all that. You can
no, definitely. I think don't get me wrong.
And Bing integrated plus Skype video.
Siri is one of the most amazing things that's ever come out. Especially when it first came out, it was a little bit cheesy. Now that they've updated it, it's incredible. Incredible what that can do.
Google's doing big things with Google Now. It's pretty much right up there with Siri from what I've seen. Have you tried it out?
Yeah, I've seen it a little bit. But what basically happened with this is Siri was a company, a third-party company made this. And Microsoft, Google, Apple, Sony, I mean, every big-name company you can think of made major offers for this company to buy this hardware. And they ended up selling to Apple or whatever. And Apple actually had to dumb it down. This technology is so incredible that they had to dumb it down. And what we're basically getting on phones and stuff now is a very simple version of it. But they say that the speech recognition and the processor and everything that this actually uses is so much more powerful than we're actually seeing. And a lot of companies now are starting to catch on to that and starting to make their own very similar. So I think that's the wave of the future now. You're just going to be able to talk to devices and they're going to do whatever you want. Like, I mean, I can actually pick up my Siri and I can say, "Hey Siri, what are you doing?" And it's going to say, and it'll say, "I'm here to serve you." And I'll be like, "I appreciate that." And be like, "Well, I am here to make you appreciate me." I mean, you can actually have a conversation with it. It's insane. And if you can do that with the next Xbox, I think it'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, that'd be big things to have in the living room. Definitely looking forward to see if that comes to fruition. There's been a lot of next-gen rumors floating around here these last 2 weeks for both consoles. And we'll be seeing later on this year what comes to fruition, especially E3. Sony's expected to make their announcement here really soon.
Yep, we'll see how it goes.
So back into the world of what we're on now today, the Xbox 360. Major Nelson announced that Redbox Instant Video is going to be coming as another app to the 360, and that they're planning on rolling out 40 new apps before the year's over.
Well, I'm always down for more apps, but I don't see myself even using the Redbox Instant app.
I've already got Netflix, I've already got Hulu, and I've got Amazon Instant Video.
And I've got...
Plus the free ones like Crackle.
And I can download anything, I can purchase anything from either Vudu or Xbox or Zune Marketplace, so I don't need another one.
Yeah.
I think that Redbox is
too little too late getting into that. But I mean, I'm sure people who already subscribe to Redbox who have to go down and rent these DVDs from the things at the 7-Eleven that might be of use to them. But at the same time, I'm thinking a lot of those people probably don't have an internet connection. That's the whole reason they're going down to 7-Eleven using Redbox. So I don't know. You know, that's something we're just going to have to watch, wait, and see. And not something that really interests either of us anyway, as it were.
Not in the slightest. They're talking about giving out rental tokens to use at a local Redbox vending machine if you subscribe to their service or whatever.
They're going to have to do something to get people to at least try it out. Otherwise, no one's even going to give it a look.
But if you can get it digitally, why would you want to go down to the Redbox machine?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why anybody still uses Redbox machines, but obviously there's people out there who are still playing catch up with this generation. I mean, I haven't purchased a DVD that wasn't a video game in so long I can't even tell you when it was.
Yeah, I mean, I go to the Redbox from once in a blue moon and rent a game, maybe, but not a movie.
Yeah. New Skylanders coming out this year. Surprise, surprise. The cool thing about this one, it's called, first was Skylanders, Spyro's Adventure, then Skylanders Giants. This one is Skylanders Swap Force. Whereas the cool thing this time is the figures, the top half and the bottom half, you'll be able to disconnect and switch them with other tops and bottom halves from other figures that you've purchased, and therefore you'll be able to make almost your own little Skylanders by combining the bottom half of this guy with the top half of this guy, and yada yada, which is cool, and I'm sure the kids are going to dig it. I'll definitely be buying it for Solomon. He's had a great time with both of the Skylanders. He really enjoyed Giants. I only have one of the Giants. I'm actually planning on buying another one of the Giants, even though we've already beaten the game, just to go through it again and have some fun co-op, because he beat it solo the first time.
Yeah, they're going to milk this cow for whatever they can.
Well, they just announced some sales figures the other day. I didn't put it in the outline, but they've sold like 10 million copies of Skylanders, and that's just the game, not including the figures, I think. So, I mean, Skylanders has been doing big things. It's like the Beanie Babies of this generation or whatever, you know.
Doesn't surprise me.
Remember the Tamagotchis back in the day? Everybody had a little Tamagotchi on their little keychain with their little pet or whatever. So, you know, it's pretty much like a current gen version of that.
Those things seem so stupid now.
Yeah, do they even still make them?
I doubt it.
I don't think so either. Moving on, Forza Horizon's got the February Jalopnik car pack. Actually, that's out now. You'll be getting 6 new rides, 6 new cars. The 2013 Subaru BRZ, the 2012 Toyota FJ Cruiser, the 91 Ferrari 512 TR, the 1970 Nissan Datsun 510, and the 1973 Mazda RX-3. You can get them all together for 400 points. As a special bonus, you'll
get the 66 Ford Country Squire.
Yep, free for all players of the game. So, if you're a big Forza Horizon fan, I actually got Forza Horizon for Christmas. Haven't even had a chance to play it yet. I know you have had good things to say about it.
Yes, I have. I like it. I haven't really played it much lately, but that's because I've been involved in Far Cry 3 and Dead Space 3.
How are you feeling about the open world aspect of Forza Horizon? Did they nail it, or?
Yeah, I mean, they did. It's awesome. I mean, you can check out my review, which was a couple episodes ago. Actually, it was the review right after the new year. Yeah. And it was a good one. If you listen to my review, you'll know that I love the game. They did it. They did a fantastic job with it. It's a brilliant game.
Definitely. So if you're into racers, and the good thing about Horizon is that it kind of satisfies both racing fans. It's got elements of arcade racing and elements of simulation racing. Yep. And most times when people try and do something like that, it doesn't end up coming out so well. But they actually did a really good job of bringing both together and having the best of both worlds in one game.
They did. They did a damn good job.
Turn 10. They continue to crank out the hits and surprise us all. Pinball FX2 news,
Lord.
This right here gets the Phoenix rising. Star Wars pinball tables, as we all know, Zen Pinball on the PlayStation and mobile device, Pinball FX2 on the 360. I think on PlayStation it'll be a separate thing where it'll just be Star Wars Pinball. You'll download it as a standalone thing on Android and mobile devices. It'll be tables that'll be added to the Zen Pinball game. I have it on my Android device. They got some of the Marvel tables on there. I think there's about 15 tables on the mobile one, nowhere near the amount of tables that are on the 360 version, but it's getting there. And they have, I think, like 10 Star Wars tables planned total. 3 of them will be coming out to begin with. And they're already advertised on the Android version. And so it'll be pretty cool, man. I'm definitely I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but I am a fan. And I'm a bigger Star Wars fan than I am a Marvel fan. And I bought all the Marvel tables, so I'll definitely be picking up these Star Wars tables.
I know you will.
So always good to have more pinball tables. And it's crazy because I must have a good 30 tables on Pinball FX2.
And you probably never play them.
I play them, but not as much as I would like to think that I do. That's for sure. And
Dead Space 3 Awaken DLC is coming next month.
This is what's going to get your Phoenix Rising.
This will get my Phoenix Rising. It's probably going to be just like the Severed DLC that came out for Dead Space 2, which was a standalone story-based DLC. What is unknown is if you're going to actually use Isaac in this one or another character like in Severed.
Supposedly this is going to be the most darkest chapters, the most terrifying that's ever come out of any Dead Space content, DLC or otherwise.
Yep.
And the difficulty is going to be ramped up some too, which is good news considering the easiness of Dead Space 3, which we'll be talking about later in the show. Yeah,
to quote Visceral, it says, "Experience the franchise's darkest chapters as the necromorph battles become even more gruesome and terrifying than ever before." They say that Awakening is some of the most disturbing content in any Dead Space game yet. So, actually looking forward to it.
I do like disturbing things.
I do.
Looking forward to that. Yeah, but that'll be $10, aka 800 Microsoft points, and that'll be releasing simultaneously on 360, PC, and PS3 all at the same time.
And we will see it in March.
Yes, sir. Let's see. Grid 2 is coming to North America on May 28th, and it'll be everywhere else in the world on May 31st. So if you were fans of the first Grid, you'll be looking forward to this one. I personally never actually even got a chance to play the first one, but I heard some decent things about it as far as arcade racers go. If there's a demo, I'll check it out, but I'm not going to be rushing out to buy this one.
Yeah, I know next to nothing about the Grids franchise, and don't plan on learning it.
GameStop, as usual, has a couple pre-order bonuses going on. If you buy it from GameStop, you get the McLaren Racing Pack and the GTR Racing Pack. The McLaren one includes the McLaren P4 12C GT3 and 2 extra routes to navigate the Brands Hatch circuit. Let's see. The other pack offers the Nissan GTR Spec V and 5 routes for Yas Marina. Both of those packs will grant you access to exclusive online events and other little things. Best Buy, if you pre-order it there, you'll get the IndyCar pack, which will bundle up your game with the DLR IndyCar, 2 more routes for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and also a special online event for that one as well. And lastly, Amazon gets the Head Start pack, which will get you a Mercedes-Benz SLR, a McLaren 722 GT, and some discounts on car upgrades, as well as a RaceNet bonus, whatever that is. Boom. So that's Grid 2. Sleeping Dogs got some DLC coming out really soon. If it's not already out. I don't think it's out yet. It's coming out soon.
No, it's not. It's...
Year of the Snake.
Yeah, they came out with some new DLC actually today, but it is not the story-based DLC that they're talking about here.
It's like some new guns or something? Or?
Yeah, it's the police pack, which, new outfits and stuff. But this is going to be a standalone story expansion. They say that you're actually going to help the Hong Kong police take down a cult of the snake. The DLC features new abilities, outfits, and weapons, including tear gas guns and electroshock pistols. Square Enix has also confirmed that there's going to be 2 more DLC packs coming out, which is similar to the ones that have already been coming out. And those are the Far Eastern Felony Fest.
There's been a lot of DLC for Sleeping Dogs, but really only one that added real content, which is the one where it was like an Undead Nightmare type of deal.
Yeah, they haven't. It's all been small packs, but
I've downloaded that one, but I haven't played it yet. I'd like to play it if I can get some time around. Maybe I'll wait for this next single-player DLC to come out and play them both at the same time.
There you go.
Speaking of which, before we move on to this next news article, have you read the reviews for Aliens Colonial Marines? IGN gave that shit a 4.4.
It doesn't surprise me. I've never
The
been
commercial looked generic as hell.
Yeah, and I've never been a fan of any of the Aliens games.
Me either, but the last Aliens game,
a
lot of people liked it, and it got pretty good reviews.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, it's an Aliens game. It's a movie game or based off a movie.
We know how you feel about games based off of movies.
Yeah, I just never had an interest in it.
Even though you were right about that Expendables game, it turned out to be a big steaming pile of dong. Oh, that was not good stuff.
No, I can pretty much agree with you there.
Everybody might remember from a year to a year and a half ago, 2K Marin, the studio behind BioShock 2, was working on an XCOM game, which was a first-person shooter. Almost looked kind of like a BioShock type of game, but with a different, a slightly different feel to the art style. And
Game Informer did an article on it.
Yeah, it taken place like the 1960s or something.
Yeah,
where you've got like older guns and stuff. It looked really cool. It was actually originally announced as an Xbox exclusive, and then later they announced they were going to bring it to other platforms as well. And then it just kind of fell off the map for a long time. We haven't heard nothing about it. Well, finally, Take-Two has confirmed that it's still being developed and it's scheduled for their
fiscal 2014.
Yeah, fiscal 2014, which
will probably be holiday 2013.
Yeah, so it could be any time between April this year and March of next year. But my guess is it'll probably be around holiday season, like you said. CastleStorm coming to Xbox Live Arcade and Windows 8 in April. We talked about this game briefly a while back. It actually looks pretty cool, man. It's essentially a 2D physics-based destruction type game. It's also got some tower defense type of stuff thrown in there. You play as knights, and then you defend your castle from waves of attacking Vikings. You can defend with your ranged weapons. You can use ballistas, bows and arrows. You can put your troops on the ground, put them to test. Or even like a Skulls of the Shogun type of deal. There's going to be a bunch of other modes you can play outside of the campaign, which is the campaign is supposed to take place across 12 different environments, online multiplayer and co-op. Plus, it's going to have a castle editor to where you can build up castle editor. Yeah, you can build up your castles and then test weapons against them to see how hard they're going to be to break down. Because I'm guessing you'll be able to share the castles that you build, and then other people can try and break your castle down. So it sounds interesting.
Yeah.
It being an arcade game means there will definitely be a demo. We'll definitely be checking it out.
We'll check it out and let you know.
That's for sure.
Madden 25 out August 27th. Now, this is interesting because
they're not using the year.
They're not using the year. They're doing their 25th anniversary for Madden 25, but I don't understand what in the hell they're going to do once 2025 gets here. There's going to be a Madden 25 Part 2.
Yeah, that's weird.
I guess. I mean, I don't understand it, but interesting ploy there for them. It sounds like a marketing thing.
They should have just called it Madden 25th Anniversary or something.
Yeah. Madden 25th Anniversary.
That way there wouldn't be any confusion later on.
I don't understand it, but I guess by the time 2025 comes out, we'll probably be playing a different console. So
my guess is you'll be picking it up anyway.
I will be.
Everyone around here knows that both me and Steve-O, even though he's not here today, are big fans of Grasshopper Entertainment, Suda51 Studio. Shadows of the Damned, Lollipop Chainsaw, Killer 7, things like that. They've got a new game they're working on called Killer's Dead. They've announced that it'll be launching this summer in North America, and another company, Deep Silver, is going to be bringing it to Europe and Oceania. So I guess that they had some trouble with putting it out themselves over there, so they brought somebody else in. The hero's name is Mondo Zappa. He brandishes a sword with his right hand, and you can use everything from guns to drills with his other arm, which is actually an artificial arm. The game looks crazy. It looks dark.
Suda 51 always are.
I'm loving the art style for this one. It looks like a big step up from Lollipop Chainsaw, which was a fun game, but it wasn't great. It was nowhere near the level that Shadows of the Damned was, which was a great game. So I'm hoping that they'll be bringing themselves back to form with this one when it comes out later this summer.
Ninja Gaiden 3's Razor's Edge is coming to PS3 and Xbox 360 on April 2nd. Now, I've been kind of confused about this whole thing. Are they basically doing it like they did with the sequel?
Something like that, but they're doing other things too. Like people were complaining about the difficulty. They've raised the difficulty back up. A lot of people were complaining about in Ninja Gaiden 3 there were too many QuickTime cutscenes. They've cut a bunch of those out and replaced them with actual gameplay. So they've really gone back to the drawing board and really revamped Ninja Gaiden 3 this time. I'm hoping that Razor's Edge will be what Ninja Gaiden 3 should have been, and it makes me glad that I didn't pick up Ninja Gaiden 3 when it first came out, because I wanted to, but after reading the reviews, I was like, maybe I better hold off. And I did, and I'm glad that I did, because now I'll be able to get Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge with extra content. There's also other characters, Kasumi from Dead or Alive, Dragon Swords, Momiji, and another character, Ayani. So there'll be more playable characters. There's going to be more weapons. It's just going to be a much better version of the game, and probably for a cheaper price. I'm imagining this will probably go for $40.
Probably so. Yeah, because I definitely got Duke Nukem out of buying Ninja Gaiden 3.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, so I'm actually kind of excited for Ninja Gaiden 3 now, and I was totally against it when it first came out. So I'm glad that Team Ninjas or whatever, yeah. No, Team Ninja. Ninja Theory does Devil May Cry.
Yeah, I don't know why I said that. Team Ninja.
They've gotten back on their thing because the creator of the Ninja Gaiden series left after Ninja Gaiden 2. Due to not being paid his bonuses for finishing Dead or Alive 4. So, and I think that was a lot of the problem with Ninja Gaiden 3. They didn't have the creator there, and I think that's what ultimately hurt the game. So hopefully they've learned from their mistakes and are getting back to the drawing board and making Ninja Gaiden 3 what it should have been the first go around.
Indeed.
Square Enix is working on a Sherlock Holmes type of sounding game called Murdered Soul Suspect.
A detective game.
Yeah.
There's not too many good detective games out nowadays. I think the last one I played was Heavy Rain.
Yeah. There's not, but I always liked detective games back in the day.
Yeah, I guess what you call it, L.A. Noire was pretty good.
Yeah, but that was a different type of detective game because it had the shooting mechanics and the whole open world. So that was it was almost its own genre in a way. Yeah. That game. But yeah, so not too much information on that right now, other than Eidos, who is known for the Tomb Raider series back in the day, is going to be possibly taking the reins on this one. So we'll definitely keep you informed as we hear more things about it. But right now, the information is bare bones. So.
Walking Dead Survival Instinct announces pre-order offers. This is a game I'm looking forward to. It follows Daryl and Merle, from what I understood, throughout most of the game.
If you pre-order from GameStop, you get the Herd mode, which I'm guessing is supposed to be like a Horde mode.
I'm assuming. I don't know. Amazon offers the Walker Execution Pack, which is a melee weapon pack, basically.
So it sounds like GameStop's getting the best deal out of that, because you're getting a whole game mode versus a couple of weapons.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's pretty much like a Horde mode. That's what it sounds like.
Herd mode, Horde mode,
Sure.
Makes sense to me. But yeah, so it definitely looks cool. Have you pre-ordered this game? You said you're looking forward to it? I haven't pre-ordered it
yet, but I'm going to. I'm going to get it. Hell yeah.
I hope it doesn't suck, dude.
Well, Walking Dead has done a good job with everything that they've touched lately, and I don't think...
So far, but I don't know if you read it. It was IGN Joystick somewhere I was reading where someone had played the game, an early preview of the game, and they weren't that impressed with it.
Well, we'll see. I'm sure a demo will come out, so I'll have my chance to change my mind.
That is for sure. But yeah, big fans of Walking Dead, so I hope it turns out to be a great game.
New Sherlock Holmes game
Speaking
announced.
Of Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, we just talked about Sherlock Holmes. Uses the Unreal Engine 3.
Focus Home Interactive, making the next Sherlock Holmes game.
Series is called Crime and Punishments, and developed by Frogwares. The adventure game will feature 8 cases in which players will guide Holmes through important moral choices instead of simply enforcing justice by the book.
Game will be using Unreal Engine 3, which is pretty cool.
Indeed, and it's supposed to launch...
That means if nothing else, the graphics will be decent.
Yeah. It's supposed to launch on PC, 360, and PS3 sometime this year, so we'll see.
We'll keep our eyes and ears open.
I don't hold too high hopes for that one.
The last Sherlock Holmes game that came out was whack.
Yeah, so. Most of them are. And here's the one we were just talking about, Aliens, Colonial Marines.
Got that Big Hunt DLC.
Bug Hunt DLC in March. No thanks. I'll let you take this one because I have no interest.
Aliens Colonial Marines, they're going to have 4 add-on packs, and Big Hunt is going to be the first one that's going to be coming out. This one will have players playing co-op. You'll be taking down waves of enemies. There will be 3 different maps you can do it on. Other than that, there's going to be a mixture of campaign and multiplayer DLC. So they're going to try and have a little bit of everything. But like you said, really no interest. They've got a season pass for 2,400 Microsoft points.
No thanks.
Definitely not paying $30 for a season pass of a game that's been getting horrible scores everywhere. If there's a demo, I'll still check this game out, because I'm not going to, base my opinion just on other people's reviews. But, I mean, when everybody's saying that it sucks, something's got to be wrong with it.
It sucks.
Something's got to be wrong.
And I thought this next piece of news was pretty damn interesting. It's a rumor. A countdown site hits at Prey 2 reveal on March 1st. Now, everybody thought Prey 2 was canceled. I mean, it was unbelievable. They had an unbelievable trailer that came out for it.
Yeah. It looked way better than the first Prey.
Man, the game looked awesome. I mean, you were like a bounty hunter on an unknown planet. You had all these powers. Then all of a sudden, canceled. And turns out that might not be the case anymore. The last time Bethesda said anything about Prey 2, it just said that it hadn't been canceled, but it wasn't listed on their publisher's site. And a recent teaser site came out on aliennoir.com, and it kind of points towards a countdown towards a Prey 2 revival. So I don't know if this is going to be the same game, if they just kind of took it and changed some aspects of it, what they did, but I guess we'll have to see. I know that I definitely.
This is a game I'm looking forward to hearing more about.
I wonder if they just made it next gen.
The first Prey wasn't great, but it was a good game, especially being one of the first games to come out for next generation consoles. It came out at a great time because there wasn't a whole lot else to pick from.
Had a large Native American aspect about it.
Yeah. The main character was a Native American, which was actually, Native Americans, cool people. It just I couldn't relate to it.
Yeah,
because there was a lot of Native American lore in there, and I just didn't really understand, the point of a lot of it. But it was cool how you could walk on the ceilings and flip gravity around and do cool things like that. Yeah. It had some great mechanics going on. The storytelling it just kind of fell short a little bit.
Well, we'll definitely look forward to this reveal, hopefully.
And me and you have been saying that we wanted Rayman Legends on 360 and PS3 for a while now.
And this is great news.
They've delayed the game till September to make sure that it's ready for all consoles. It's going to come out simultaneously on Wii U, 360, and PS3. Wii U owners are pissed. I don't know if you've read on the internet. Wii U owners are pissed.
Why?
Because the game was supposed to come out like right now for them. And so they're like, now they have to wait till September just so it can come out on other platforms.
Good.
When they should be playing it right now.
Well, I mean, not good. It would have been fun.
What's crazy is
I'm just glad that we're going to get to play another Rayman.
Even Ubisoft Montpellier, the developers of the game, are standing outside of the studio holding signs boycotting their own publisher, Ubisoft, to let them release this game now for Wii U owners. So even they're upset about it.
I don't understand what the big deal about it is. I mean, Ubisoft Montpellier is got it done, let them release it. You know what I mean? And then they can come out with the ports later. I don't understand why they can't.
I'm guessing that Ubisoft's stance is if they release it now, then when Rayman Legends comes out later in the year, it's going to feel like an older game.
Yeah. And
they might even have to charge a little bit less money for it since the game's already been out for some months, and they're trying to maximize the profit with this. So I think that's the ultimate reason behind it. But, fuck me, I could be wrong.
Yeah. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt revealed as a next-generation RPG and will be the end of Geralt's tale. Not the end of The Witcher, but the end of Geralt of Rivia.
Similar to how Mass Effect 3 was the end of Shepard, but Mass Effect will continue on.
Indeed. And this is exciting because everybody knows The Witcher is a good game. Although there was some problems with the second one that we addressed on our show, several times. It doesn't take away the fact that it was a very good game.
Long as they added waypoints to the map.
God, the map system was awful.
That was really my only complaint about it. The game was, the difficulty level was really high, but I generally enjoy games like that. Whereas people like Steve-O probably would have thrown his controller and never played that game past
If
the
they
first
would have
time.
just fixed the map system, the game wouldn't have felt so much like a chore.
Yeah.
I mean, the game felt like a chore to play. Like, you really...
It did at times.
It's still sitting on my shelf, and I still haven't beat.
I know.
I mean, like... One day.
I finished it, but towards the end, I was starting to feel that chore pit right in the pit of my stomach, and I was like, but you know what? I'm gonna finish this. I don't want people to think that I dicked out just because it was a slightly difficult game.
But it'll be coming out on the next wave of systems, and you know, their Red Engine 3 will also power it. You know, that's CD Projekt. That's their own system and their own engine. So, you know, let me be clear though. The Witcher is a great series and a good game, and I really do think that this will be a really good game. I just hope that they fix some of the small problems that were in the last one.
I'm sure they will. Well, the second one was originally developed as a PC game and then ported over to 360.
Yeah, right.
Whereas Witcher 3 is being built from the ground up for consoles and PC. I think that point alone is gonna make it a lot better.
I agree. And then
Grand
the
Theft
last
Auto
bit
5
of news has
finally got a solid release date.
September 17th. Let's be honest, who did not see Grand Theft Auto being delayed over and over again? I mean, every single one of them always has. So,
yeah. I mean, Take-Two, Rockstar's games, their games almost always come out late August to through September.
Hell yeah.
Right in that time frame. You know, all the Grand Theft Autos, Red Dead Redemption, LA Noire, they all come out right in that time frame right there.
I wouldn't mind going back and playing Red Dead Redemption again.
It was a great game.
Yeah, it really was.
Undead Nightmare was a good expansion as well. Mm-hmm. People still, the multiplayer is still very popular in that game. Grand Theft Auto 4 is still one of the most played games on Xbox Live, which is insane.
It really is. It really is.
Because, I mean, I thought the multiplayer on GTA 4 was decent, but I didn't think it was that great. Nothing,
a lot of people did.
Nothing compared to Red Dead Redemption's multiplayer, which I thought was leaps and bounds above GTA 4's multiplayer.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, so definitely looking forward to it. We haven't. I don't know if we've talked about it, but they've pretty much said that Grand Theft Auto 5 is going to follow 3 or 4 protagonists, and you'll be able to switch simultaneously between.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit when they
while playing missions. That's pretty cool.
It's 3 characters. Each of them has their own unique skill set. Each mission, they'll each have a certain job. Like one of them's a pilot. You can pilot. He can pilot.
One of them's a psychopath, and one of them's like a Tommy Vercetti type of dude.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can play one mission 3 different ways. If you want to play it as solely the helicopter pilot and provide cover support, you can.
The psycho, you can.
If you want to switch back and forth through all 3 and do the important parts of them, you can. The interesting part is when you're not doing a mission, they each are kind of doing their own thing. And only certain side missions or certain activities will be available to certain characters. So you'll have to switch between the characters to have certain things.
Which I think is going to add a lot of replayability to this one.
It will. But I think it might take away a little bit from the story aspect of it. Because part of the Grand Theft Auto lore was that you feel your character.
If there's one thing that Rockstar always nails, it's the stories.
They do. But what I'm saying is, it's part of the Grand Theft Auto lore was feeling like you were this empowered character working your way to the top. And I don't know how it'll quite work out being 3 empowered characters.
Well, from what I've read, a lot of this game revolves around heists. So it's going to be kind of like the 3-leaf clover mission in Grand Theft Auto 4.
That's what they've compared them all to. And
where you rob the bank or whatever.
They say these missions are going to be so damn massive that you're going to everything that you do will be preparing for these big missions in between them. So
I think it sounds awesome.
It does sound good. It's just interesting to see how they're going to pull it off. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. Well, so that's the news for the week. Before we'll say Dead Space 3 best for last. You've played the Crysis 3 beta?
I did, and I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I thought the new Hunter mode was really cool.
It was. They were really. It was a good beta. One thing that I did notice is they separated the cloaking and the armor into 2 separate things. However, I did a little research, and the single player will not have that. Single player
only multiplayer.
Only multiplayer. Single player will still have the 1 meter that you'll have to kind of juggle your powers and stuff. It's going to be awesome. Crysis 3 is going to be awesome. And anybody who is listening to this show that has not played Crysis 2, do yourself the favor.
Go get it, play it now.
Go get it and play it.
Matter of fact, I think it's on sale right now on Steam, on Amazon, on a bunch of places. And the sale was initiated by the developers so that people could get, or Crytek, so that people could get in there and be able to check it out now. So
one of the best games that came out, I believe it was 2011.
And another cool thing about Crytek is they always seem to do betas for their games.
They do. They do.
And that's actually starting to become a rare thing.
I wish I didn't buy Crysis 1 on console so that I could just get it for free with Crysis 3.
I know. If I'd have known that, I definitely would have waited. Because I totally bought it on Games on Demand.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Well, if it comes with, as a code, we can give it away on the show.
There you go.
Giving away free digital copies of Crysis 1.
Oh, wow.
Remember where you heard it third? Remember where you got the digital codes for old-ass games.
That's right.
We'd be hooking it up.
Yeah,
so, graphically, I didn't see a whole lot of improvement from Crysis 2. But Crysis 2 was already one of the best-looking games for consoles. So there wasn't a whole lot of room for improvement on current-gen consoles, I think.
That airplane crash site was a pretty awesome map.
The other one, which was like a swamp, was cool as well.
Yeah,
they're both good.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game.
The guns didn't look a whole hell of a lot different from the Crysis 2 guns, which I was kind of hoping that they would have changed up the guns a little bit. Still,
though, in multiplayer, how you can switch up attachments on the fly is absolutely awesome. I mean, you can just change your scopes.
The new bow and arrow is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Which is essentially a big part of Hunter mode. For those who don't know, Hunter mode is pretty much an infection mode. Like Infection for Perfect Dark, or
it's pretty much the exact same thing. Flood, maybe,
or like Flood from Halo type of deal. Whereas everyone starts out as these military soldiers, and like 2 people start out as hunters. And every time when you're a hunter, every time you kill a soldier, they also become a hunter, and you keep going until time runs out and the soldiers survive, or you, the hunters, have taken out all the soldiers.
Yeah, and you get points for staying alive.
Yes, which is cool. But I think you can expect a lot of camping in that game too.
That's pretty much the point.
Of people who are just trying to stay alive and not even actually going out there necessarily for the kills, trying to kill the hunters, just trying to stay hidden. But it's hard to stay hidden because
you're always on the map,
always on the radar. Hunters can always see where you are, and all they have to do is start walking in that direction. So that kind of deters you and kind of makes it so that you have to keep moving.
Yeah, so you can't hide. Although I was successful hiding a couple times.
Me too, especially in that swamp level. Because that swamp level is dark and it's pretty big. So, definitely. But, Crysis 3 beta is pretty awesome.
It is. It's definitely worth checking out. I'd have to go a definite download on that.
For sure.
We'll have a review for Crysis 3 here very soon, probably by the next
comes out next week, so next show we should have the review.
That's very correct.
Let's see, Devil May Cry, I pretty much did the review last time. I'll go ahead and do my final thoughts. It was a great game. The bosses were great. The ending was great. I don't know what I think I gave it 4.5 last time, but if I didn't, the final score is 4.5 frags for Devil May Cry. There really wasn't much else I could have asked for it. Other than I might have even liked it to have been a little bit longer. A lot of games, when you play them, by the time the ending gets there, you're kind of glad it's over because you've been playing it for a while. You were ready for it to be done. Devil May Cry wasn't like that. I was having so much fun, and you're constantly coming up with new combos and, slicing enemies up in new ways. And, no matter what you do, Dante is always looking like a badass everywhere you are, everything you do. It was just a really good game. I think we can put to rest all of the doubt over the new direction that Ninja Theory was taking this game with the reboot. They did a great job with it. And I'm looking forward to hopefully some single-player DLC to add more missions to the game.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be here.
Right now, as it stands, there's only one, a pack. It's a costume pack. One of the costumes, which makes you look like the old Dante from the old games. For those haters out there who don't like Dante's new look, you can download that pack for, I think, 320 points and feel nostalgic all you want. Enjoy yourself.
There you go. Baby!
So, was there anything else we wanted to touch on before Dead Space 3, or no? I can't really think of anything.
No, I think Dead Space 3 is...
I downloaded Skulls of Shogun. Haven't had a chance to play it yet. Hopefully I'll be able to talk about that next time.
That's a cross-platform game.
Yeah.
Well, Dead Space 3 is...
Good game, but somewhat of a letdown.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a letdown. I really... It's fun as hell, don't get me wrong, and it's still Dead Space, but there are some quirks and there are some problems that I had, and I think we pretty much share most of the problems. Yeah. One of them is, and this is the major problem with it, is that they are not various ammo types anymore. Yeah. It's just ammo. And you would be surprised. You might think, why is that such a big deal? It changes everything.
Yep.
It changes
the old
everything.
Dead Space, you were looking for ammo, and like you said, it forced you to use other guns when you ran out of ammo for your favorite guns. And this one, you can just use one gun the whole game.
I mean, and Dead Space has always been about conserving your ammo because of the better
even
guns.
Health packs, you'd be worried about your health in the old ones.
Yeah.
But you can craft freaking health packs.
Yeah, it's definitely... But the health packs, that's still... I mean, I get that's a little... That doesn't change the game as much as the ammo types does, because now you can just use the same gun, the most powerful gun that you craft, all game long, and never run out of ammo for it. I suggest if you...
I think being able to craft both ammo, health, and stasis packs changed the game up dramatically.
Well, it did, but what they could have done that, because you could always buy it. They should have just made the cost of building them much more significant.
Yeah, because it's only, 240 pieces of scrap to build a large health pack.
Yeah, I know.
Which completely refills your health all the way.
Yeah, it's definitely too easy to stock up on health and ammo, and you'll find yourself dropping health and ammo to pick up, blueprints and components and stuff like that. And that is not Dead Space at all. Dead Space, you should be conserving it. Now, I have heard that on classic mode or on higher difficulties, it is just like the other Dead Space. I'm going to obviously go back through and play it on classic mode and a higher difficulty, so I will get that feel. But
we're finishing it up single player now, and then we'll be able to go and play those co-op missions.
Yeah, and that's one part of the game we haven't checked out, but we've heard a lot of good things about the co-op. The co-op has exclusive missions you can only play if you're doing co-op, and there's quite a few of them. I mean, the weapon crafting system is very deep, and actually, it's really cool. Now, you can craft anything. Essentially, you only have 2 guns now. But you really have 4 because you can make your top and bottom of them.
Yeah.
But that takes away the alt fires on most guns. But an alt fire can now be a primary fire on almost any gun. So.
Yeah, like with the cutter weapon, if you put something on the bottom, you can't rotate it anymore.
Exactly, yeah, right. But with the weapon crafting system, now you can put elemental effects on it, like acid, electricity, right. Stasis even. Putting stasis on your gun is crucial.
Or you can make like an assault rifle with a rocket launcher on the bottom, which is one of my guns that I have.
You can put like the old Seeker scope from Dead Space 2. I mean, I was very, very pleased with the weapon crafting system. They would have made it a lot better had they used various ammo types.
Yeah, that's probably the best new addition there is.
It really is. Now, if you don't like that, if you want to just use the old classic Dead Space guns, you can still do that in classic mode, where you just collect the blueprints and build the guns like you always did. Yeah. That's still an option to you. I mean, it's really, really good. It's a good game. It's fun, but they did streamline it, like we were talking about before the show. It's not as difficult. So,
also, the enemies are really fast, and Isaac is really slow.
He is. He is slower. If you want to make him faster, though, you can use a compact weapon.
It's frustrating sometimes because you're trying to get away, especially against bosses. Like, usually strategies like that, you try and run around in circles and play keep away while shooting.
Not with the spider boss.
There's no way to keep away from him. He's constantly hitting you. There's no way you're going to fight that boss without taking damage.
Which reminds me, stasis is even more essential in this game than it ever was before. You have to stasis everything.
It's so readily available that I just use it all the time.
Yeah, it is. But let me tell you, stasis everything. There's a little tip.
I've even got my assault rifle with the stasis coating on the bullets.
Yeah, and you need that. But always have at least 6 stasis packs on you. Yeah. Always have...
Two sets of 3.
Yeah, 2 sets of 3, that's right. And always have 3 of those tungsten bars.
Yeah, to open the doors.
Because the doors, what's inside the doors far outweighs the resources it costs to build those.
Oh, yeah. You'll always find bars. Like 2 or 3 scrap boxes.
They essentially take the place of the power nodes.
Yeah.
you know, in the first one. The enemies. There are some new enemy types, some good new enemy types. The feeders are really cool and difficult to fight. There's the little blinking ones that I'm not quite sure what they're called. But
the coolest enemies from the old ones, they're there, but you hardly see them.
Yeah, they're not there as much, like the raptor type ones that kind of fooled you. Those were my favorite enemies. We were talking, there's 2 or 3 different enemies.
And the guys who are stuck to the wall.
That are stuck to the wall.
With the, like, 6 tentacles coming out of them.
And they are there, but they used to...
I'm right at the end of the game, and I've only seen 2 of them. And I've done every single side mission you possibly can while playing single player.
Yeah, and see, that's a shame, because those were some of the most difficult bosses. But... Again, we played on normal, so we're expecting maybe this to change a little bit, playing on higher difficulties.
Playing in classic co-op, I think that's going to be where it's at.
Yeah, classic co-op. I think that is going to be where it's at. Although, if we do that, we're not going to be able to share our weapon blueprints and do our stuff like that.
Well, maybe we'll just play it like on Z-Lot or something.
Yeah, maybe that's what we'll do, co-op. But I do want to play classic mode before it's all said and done. I might save classic mode for solo, just to try to get the old school Dead Space feel.
Yeah, or maybe wait for this Awakening DLC and play that in classic mode.
Very true, very true. Well, the other thing about it is there's also scavenger bots now, which you can send out. You're never short on resources.
No, never.
Let's talk about...
Just listen for the pings, and when you hear the ping sound, you know that you're near the location.
Yep.
And just hold the left trigger to bring up your little radar on the bot gun, and then once it starts beeping, then you know you're right there, and you just set them right on down.
Well, let's talk about the free-to-play system, the microtransactions, and this.
It's not a big deal.
It's really not. They made such a big...
everything's so readily available. It's more of a convenience than anything.
You also get ration seals from sending out your bots, and you can spend those on any of the resource packs instead of real money. And I have been able to buy about 10 resource packs through ration seals. So I mean, you can. But to be honest with you, you don't need to buy any. You don't even need to use ration seals because resources are readily available.
They are.
So, in fact, I think they could have done with toning down the resources available to you a little bit.
Maybe. Yeah.
Either that, or maybe not that. Just make the cost of building health, stasis,
and ammo.
But you don't even need to build ammo because it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Because it's all one type. Like we were saying, I missed... If you had 4 weapons on you, or 3 weapons, you had a plasma cutter. You only had 5 shots left in that. Then you had a ripper blade, and then you had, say, a torch, a blowtorch, or a flamethrower.
Yeah.
You had this. You had to switch between weapons to finish some battles because you didn't have ammo left in your favorite gun. That's no longer the case. The other problem I have is some of the guns are so powerful, like they toned down the damage of the classic plasma cutter to where it sucks. The plasma cutter, get rid of it as soon as you can because it's awful. And with the plasma cutter in Dead Space, you had to shoot the limbs. You had to be accurate. Now, switch off your plasma cutter for a shotgun with a plasma core, and you don't have to even hardly aim. Just shoot, and they just explode. You don't even have to aim for the limbs no more.
Or just get a rocket launcher and put the upgrade on there that takes away splash damage.
Yep.
And you can rocket launcher someone who's standing right in your face, and it won't even hurt you.
The other thing that I've seen people doing on YouTube is they'll run around in circles until a whole group of enemies are chasing them, and then just shoot the ground with a rocket launcher and take them all out.
Yeah.
So there's some definite problems with Dead Space. The story is a little bit cheesy, although I don't mind that as much as some people do, because to me, Dead Space has always been a tad bit cheesy.
Well,
and I never minded
I just
that.
think they didn't need to add that whole love triangle with the dude who makes... I mean, there's really no point. He serves no purpose in the game other than to be an annoyance in the story with the love triangle.
Like I said, it was cheesy.
He does nothing to help you and Ellie on your mission to, get to the marker crap on the island. He does nothing. He does nothing.
Well, I mean, like I said, I don't mind that story part. It's always been cheesy to me, but it is, if you're looking for... Dead Space doesn't take itself too seriously, so if you're looking for a serious...
Resident Evil has done a lot of things wrong, but they've never put a love story into a horror game. I'll give them that much. And I just think there's no place for a love story in a horror game like Dead Space.
Yeah. I mean, look, it is what it is, but... That's pretty much all our thoughts on Dead Space. We'll get back on the co-op and let you guys know.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 4.25. That's what I would give it. And that might be a little bit biased because I love Dead Space. It might deserve a little bit lower of a score, but 4.25 seems pretty legit.
I'm going a solid 4. 4 frags.
So there it is.
Yep, there it is. So yeah, Dead Space 3. Boom. It's been a good episode. We do apologize for the wait on this episode, but rest assured we will have the next episode will be coming sooner than later.
Sooner than later.
Boom.
Peace.
Enjoy it and remember where you heard it third.
Frag Attack Radio.